Welcome and thank you very much for watching another Christian Painters live stream video. I'm going to play a little rock and roll music for just a minute while we wait for the live chat to swell, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much for staying tuned here on Christian Painters live stream. My name is Rick E. Warden. Welcome to the channel here, Christian Painters YouTube and Christian Painters Facebook. We are live on StreamYard right now and broadcasting through StreamYard, a website, StreamYard.com. This broadcast goes out to both Facebook, the Christian Painters Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, Christian Painters YouTube channel. So hello to all our 3,160 subscribers on our YouTube channel. That is freaking amazing that we have that many subscribers. I want you to know that that's very important to me. Over on Facebook, we have over 500. I think it's pushing 600. I looked last night. I just can't remember the number. It could be over 600. But we have quite a bit. That's what it is Facebook has funny things where they have followers and it's not likes. It's not how many people like my page. It's how many people are following the Facebook page. And how many people are, let's just call it likes, the page. So there's like 600 and something of both of those. Whatever that means, I don't really know. Just keeping up with the analytics side of social media alone is a full-time job. So if anybody out there is desiring to track analytics and get experience, if you want to, what's the proper terminology called? If you want to, it's actually called volunteer. That's what it is. It's volunteering. But what do they call it when you work somewhere for free to get the experience? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Come work for free, get you the experience. We'll give you all the titles and accreditations that you want. Whatever street cred you want. No, really, we are a professional house painting business with a great reputation. And so that's where this really actually leads me before I get into the rest of the show, is thank you to every one of my customers. That's the realest part of what's going on here. You're going to always kind of hear me talk to both my existing customers, because I have many existing customers right here in Mansfield, in Arlington, areas south, and areas around like Midlothian. And I don't know, I'll just tell you about my last customer. Last little job I went on is a customer who I have painted a couple of her houses. She married a gentleman who's well-known in Mansfield, and they just bought a new home. So I've got two of their houses painted inside and out, you know. And then her mother's, I painted two of her mother's homes. All right. So I've painted 6, 7, 8. Oh, business. I painted the business also, both sides of a business that they own. So quite a bit of work that I've done for these folks right here in Mansfield, Texas. Beautiful people. Their new home is so beautiful. I was so glad to go view it. It's in a real nice neighborhood here in Mansfield, Texas. And I've seen these houses on these few streets before, and I've worked in a couple of them for sure. But I've wanted to see the insides of many of these homes, and this one in particular. And it is beautiful. I mean, it has natural wood, stained woods, as header supports above in the living space, above all the doors, and they have this like whole wall of doors, and then that theme is throughout the open area, living room, kitchen, dining room space. It's a beautiful home. And so my customer, I'm not going to tell you the name. If she wants to tell you her name, that's how this will work. She can hop on. I'm not going to be telling you all of my customers' names. If they're businesses, I don't mind telling you the name of the business. But residential customers, don't worry, I will never give your name out, ever. There might be an exception. Again, I'm not going to mention her name either, but let me finish this story first, is that she told me that I'm the best. You know, this just a couple of weeks ago. You are the best. She encouraged me to do this show under the circumstances. She knows, you know, they know a lot about me. They're good people. And so she encouraged me to do this show. You know, that's what you were made for, Rick. You really are the best. We really do count on you. You know, people who are painting their homes really do need someone like me in this world. Why is that? Well, because I actually know colors. All of these colors right here. This is the Sherwin-Williams fan deck here. So this is one of the many. I'd say number one is because I'm honest. I'm dutifully honest. I cannot freaking rip you off. It's not what I do. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't live with myself. I want my freaking money. So that's my deal is, no, I would never rip you off, but don't ask me for discounts and deals and stuff. I can't do all that stuff. Back in the day when I was running 3 and 4 crews and sales managers and everything else, shoot, I took care of every one of my family members and friends if they could be on I can get to it at my convenience basis. So what that means is that, you know, I'm scheduling jobs for 3 and 4 crews. Just a lot of work going on prior to 2008. And so some weeks I would get towards the end of the week, and instead of doing what it takes to actually get a job on the schedule, which is, you know, go help the customer with colors, get them into everything that they're expecting before I start the job. That's something that I always did with Christian painters, is I want the customer to know as much as possible of what to expect and have as many questions answered. So that obviously is paint colors. You got to get your paint colors selected before you start the job. So you call that customer service. That's what that's called. And so it's all of those reasons. I want my money, not your money. And that makes me honest. And I know all the colors in this freaking fan deck. Not only do I know all the colors, but you can find them on this YouTube channel. Pretty much every popular Sherwin-Williams color, whether it's interior or exterior. I have videos right here at Christian Painters. Just go right over here to Christian Painters YouTube channel, and I have videos of every one of these popular colors. All right, so that's why my customer says we need you. One, I'm honest. I think that's always the number one thing. We need as many honest, caring, real people as we can get, no matter what they look like, long-haired, freaky people included. So no matter what they look like, you know, the old don't judge a book by its cover, what you're after is honesty, integrity, someone who is informed and can explain things to you simply. And that's what I do. I can explain colors fast. You know why? Because I know them all. I've used them all. I'm experienced. So since I'm experienced with the colors, I can explain it to you fast. Not only that, I can estimate your job quickly. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to take a break, play another song for you. But before I do take a break, I want to extend a welcome to everyone going over here to the comments. So nobody's in the comments right now. I have one person viewing. I wonder if that one person is me. I don't think so, because I'm actually on StreamYard. So there's no way that I'm on you. Oh, wait, that's what it is. My monitor. I've got my television on as my monitor. And by the way, how do you like my nice background there? Essential Gray, Prosper Gray, Meek. Those are all pretty taupey, almost mauve-y taupe colors. So you really need to have a specific need for those colors. Pretty much all of them that are on the screen there. But I wanted to have something as a background that communicated Sherwin-Williams paint colors. And believe it or not, even though these colors, they get really pinkish on the right side, but this one on the left side, that grayer taupe, or really it's a mauve. You know what constitutes taupe? What makes the difference between a beige and a taupe, if you ever wondered. Those two terms got intermingled so much that people got confused. So there is a difference between beige and taupe. Taupe specifically has a reddish or pinkish or mauve hue. And that's what it normally is. It's a mauve hue. And that's what constitutes a taupe. So as you can see in the picture here on the screen, this Prosper Gray or Mink, you can see the slight purplish mauve to it, okay? Well, I'm telling you that in person, like on the paper here, it definitely looks more purplish or more mauvish, and then on the wall, it looks more mauvish. So there again, that's where you need me, because I can get you into a color that, here's how it works is when you're choosing colors, your home selects your colors for you. Your home tells us what colors are available. Now it's your home, so you can put these colors in your living space if you want, and we can figure out a way to make it look freaking fun and cool, right? But most people are just never going to do that. So I'm not talking about these colors. When I talk about these colors, these are fun colors for game rooms and kids' rooms. You can put them in a utility. You can put them in a bathroom. You can put them in a small entryway. You know, now again, you would need to have another color on your walls if you had colors like these on your walls in your living room and then just had a small entryway or accent walls. These are great accent wall colors, believe it or not. So I can make these fun colors work for you in your living space. I just have to be able to see it. So that's what you need to do, is hop on here if you have a question about an accent wall. Should you paint this? Should you not paint this? And it also gives me some focus if I have someone to talk to. Otherwise, I have so much information to share with you that I tend to trail off. And on that note, that's where I'm going now I'm trailing over to accent walls. An example, many times people ask me about the wall in front of their stairs. They just have this idea in their mind that wall could look really nice if it were just painted the right color. And that's just not the case. Let me let you off the hook. At least half of the time, you never want to paint that wall. That wall's an ugly wall, and the reason it looked good in the home that you were in was because the entry walls were painted, the living room walls were painted, the stairway was painted, and then also the wall on the stairs were painted a darker color or maybe a faux finish. But then they also had you have to have space there to have decor there. So the easiest way I kind of know to tell you the difference is that if you have a cylinder staircase, a circular staircase, and that creates a circular space there by your stairs, now you're talking. Now we can do something because it's already designed decoratively, right? So we're decorating. But if it's just a flat wall and flat stairs and there's nothing attractive about it, we can put the paint somewhere else and make it look way better. If you try to accent an ugly wall, you're accenting an ugly wall. You're bringing attention to something that wasn't designed to be attractive. It was designed to be functional, right? So again, you can make anything attractive, and that includes a flat wall on a staircase. But from there, you really have to take in consideration all the surroundings. So for example, if you just painted that one flat wall, obviously that would be ugly. If you put all the right colors in the environment around that flat staircase wall, and then you do something special like a faux finish or a darker color, and then more important than anything else, you still have to decorate. You have to have enough space on that wall to at least put up some tapestry, any kind of foliage, flowers, greenery, and if you have space for a cabinet to set something on, flowers, pictures, decorate that. You have to do all of those things to make that one accent wall work. All right, that's what I'm saying. And so by comparison, when it comes to accent walls, especially in this economy where everybody's budgeting, I highly recommend, I hope I brought this picture over. If anybody was watching my show last night, you'll see there's a big difference today. Basically, in my StreamYard, I can create different brands. So I have a music show that I do every week to support local and good new music. And so I have a whole brand set up for that here. I've been doing the music show for a while because this show, I was kind of testing it with the music and trying to figure things out. I wanted to, once I got over to Christian Painters to do these live StreamYards, I want to be, have this process figured out much better. Now, I at least have it figured out much better. I know what to expect. So, for example, two of the reasons I haven't moved forward with this more is because I just need to upgrade my studio. Right now, my audio sounds decent, but no, my audio can be a lot better. As a matter of fact, while I have this picture on here, I'll give you an idea. If I am just conscious, excuse me, while I clear my throat. So if I'm just conscious of it, I can talk a little lower like this. And while I have a graphic here, I can, I can bring the phone closer to me. See, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Take the graphic off and I'm like, he's right there in my face. But you can hear my voice. So the phone, this is my telephone that I'm broadcasting from. So the phone picks up really nicely on this low registration voice when I have it closer to my face like this. So, it's just one idea of communicating to you, the listener, what I mean by upgrading my studio. What I actually need is a computer or an iPad. And believe it or not, no, I can't even afford that stuff. And I'm going to try my best not to get into my personal struggles and just stay on the level with professional painting and help you with your painting needs here today. So, now that I have this picture up and I'm talking in my low registration voice, think of faux finishes like you see here on the screen as an accent. Okay, that's what faux finishes were before they ever became popular. One of the main reasons faux finishes became popular is because these homes that were built in the 80s, custom homes, big 5, 6 bedroom homes, built in the 80s and early 90s. They had wallpaper in the formal dining. They had wallpaper in the kitchen dining rooms. They had wallpaper in all the bathrooms. Well, wallpaper only lasts so long. I don't care who you are. It's just the humidity in the air, the simple wear and tear, especially in a kitchen dining room. But in a bathroom in particular, that's the worst place to put wallpaper. Like, really, the only place that I can think of where wallpaper makes sense is in like a formal setting, a formal dining, a room that you're never in. Right? If you need durability on those walls, wallpaper is only going to last so long compared to paint. And again, paint only lasts so long if we're talking about durability. If you're in a kitchen dining room with a full family of 3 or 4 children, 3 or 4 years of that banging around, I know what it's like. You got the little tricycles in the house, the bicycles, the big wheels, the balls, the blow guns, the balloons, the bubbles, everything, the sicknesses, that's why we put eggshell and satin finish on the walls to give you a little more durability. Now, without children and people roughing up the walls, I absolutely stand behind that a Christian painter's paint job will last pretty much forever. The exception then comes in with sunlight. Believe it or not, no one's going to tell you this. But interior paint is not designed as much as exterior paint is to have the UV ray protection in it that keeps it from fading in the sun because it's an interior paint. So if you have interior paint in a room that gets natural sunlight, after 10 years of that natural sunlight, it will fade it. And that's just the way that it is. So keep that in mind. All right, but when it comes to faux finishes, this is how we started doing faux finishes, in 2000, late 90s in the first place, were as accents. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Find a professional, like you have to just have an artist, like a regular painter can't do everything. Like in the paint world, you have people who specialize more with oil. Like they're really good with oil paint. That's me. I'm really good with oil. I've known some guys that are just like really good with mud work. Like they're so good with mud work that, they can do it twice as fast as I can and it looks perfect every time. Me, shoot, at least half the time. And it's not just me, it's everybody. It's how you do sheetrock repairs. at least half of the time, it's just not floated out smooth enough, and I have to sand it back down a third time and float it a third time or a second time, if you can, however you consider the taping bed. So, I just accept that reality that half the time it's going to take me a little longer to do a sheetrock repair, uh, to do it right. But I know guys that could, man, make it look great. And, I've watched them, I've learned from them, I've improved from them. But that's just the way that it is. We all have our own specialty areas. Mine, again, is cleaning. I am a cleaner. And so most painters are not cleaners. You can find a painter that's a great prep person. They know how to cover the floors and tape off properly so that when they're done painting and pick everything up, there's no mess. But they might not be really clean people, good cleaners. So they might not have cleaned the tops of the baseboards, for example. And there might have been an issue somewhere because the tape came loose from the baseboard, even though they covered the entire floor. So it's all of those things. There's a bunch of little things in any profession, and the painting profession is no exception. So keep this simple. Back to faux finishes. Please think of them as an accent. Like if you're sitting in your living room, look at your fireplace area. If you have a decorative inset wall there you go. If you have an inset in your hallway or entryway, just that inset alone with a faux finish in that little inset makes a giant difference. And it's something that you can change easily also. If for some reason you get tired of that look after a year or two or five, you can change that very easily because they're accent areas. All right. So this is what I'm doing here is I am offering free estimates. Why? Because this is 2022 and we're taking advantage of this new technology here. And I am extending my love to you as Christian painters. I've been in business as Christian painters over 23 years. I painted my first house in June of 1999 as Christian painters. Prior to that, obviously, I worked for other people. I did, some jobs on my own, but I worked for other people, mainly being Wayne McCollum. If you are in the North Tarrant area, meaning Trophy Club, South Lake, West Lake, all points north, kind of like I'm all points south, all points north. Wayne is your man. Flower Mound, Wayne McCollum, McCollum's painting. I'll have to contact him. Wayne, hello. If you happen to hear this or any of my friends know Wayne, shout out to him. I'm going to have to contact him and make sure many of my painter friends are in business because, like right now, if someone contacts me and says, hey, I need a complete interior painted, I'm right here in Flower Mound, and are you available next week? The answer is no. I can't do that. And I don't know that Wayne or anyone else can next week. But you know what I'm saying is I have to verify my friends that are in business and be prepared to refer business to some of just a handful. I only know a few painters over in Fort Worth, kind of mid Fort Worth. Let's say, let's make it easy. West Fort Worth up to Tim Platt and All That Is Beautiful. It's All That Is Beautiful painting. So he does a lot of work in is that Henderson area? Is that what that is? It's the revitalized area there, just south of I-30. Um, what are those streets that run through there? Come on, Rick. Magnolia. And just south of Magnolia, that historic neighborhood there. So Tim Platt and All That Is Beautiful does a lot of work in Fort Worth, Central Fort Worth, and points west and South Fort Worth. So that's Tim Platt and All That's Beautiful. And I know that he's in business, but he has very unique circumstances that allow him to remain professional for all of his customers at all times. but those unique circumstances also require some of his time. And so he stays booked up, Tim Platt, and all that is beautiful. Last I talked to him, he said he was booked up into 2022. But that's not just painting houses, that's doing some other things also. So that's Tim Platt and all that is beautiful. Contact him. Wayne McCollum up north. I will have to contact him and make sure that he's healthy and doing good. He's a couple of years older than me, but he's got sons. I imagine that they are blowing and going and doing fantastic up there. I'm the one who is slow. The reason my business is slow, it's multiple reasons. It really truly is. But right now, today, the main reason is that I keep my grandson. So I'm only available to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you have a small job that I can get done in 3 days, I'd love to have your business. Please contact me. I will do everything I can to get you the price and an estimate that you need to make a decision and help you with colors and everything. That's just how it works. I just pretty much expect to have colors selected before I get there to start the job. Once I get there to start your job, I'm a very focused professional. I like to focus on my work and get my work done. And if I'm talking about colors, then, in color selection, then I'm thinking about that. And I'm not thinking about what I need to clean to tape off and my step-by-step process of doing my job. So here's my grandson. If anyone is paying attention and anyone is interested, he's got his own YouTube channel, The Phoenix Show, with 560 subscribers, 624 videos. I can't be proud of a whole lot, but I am proud of this. I do feel like if YouTube continues the way that it is, that when this child, who is now 3.5 years old, when he's of age, he should be making really good money off of his own YouTube channel alone. He's a very productive, energetic kid. He's probably going to have his own lawn mowing business when he's 6 or 7 years old, and nobody will be able to stop him from doing it. He's just an amazing child. And I am very fortunate to take care of him. But I do. I keep him every Thursday through Sunday, and sometimes more often, depending on the occasion and depending on his health. He's sick a lot because he's in daycare. He's been in daycare. Now, he's not in daycare with me on Friday. I keep him, but he's in daycare Monday through Thursday so that his grandmother, who keeps him the other half of the time, she works a full-time job, thankfully. And so he has to be in daycare Monday through Thursday. Then I keep him Thursday afternoon, Friday all day, Saturday all day, and Sunday all day by myself. So this is my biggest numero uno challenge, is that this child takes all of my money, all of my time, all of my energy for those 3 and 4 day periods. And I can absolutely perform 100% professional Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as a house painter. So if you need 2, 3 rooms painted, or if you have a small exterior, I can get that done in 1 week. If you have more rooms or a 2-story exterior, I can get that done, but it'll take me 2 weeks to do it. And I really need you to be in the Arlington, Mansfield, surrounding areas, especially right now. I've been turning down work in McKinney. If you're listening, you know who you are. I've been turning down work, all over other areas of Dallas, Fort Worth for years. I know how much more it cost me to drive to McKinney every day for 3 days. And not only that, just the exhaustion. By the time I get to the job, I'm freaking exhausted because of traffic and everything else. Well, it's just common sense that the nearer you are to me, A, the better service I can provide, and B, the more it's going to facilitate my needs under the circumstances, because I'm broke. I'm freaking broke. I've spent 100% of all of my income on this beautiful child that I love. And I've come to the end. I really need your business today as much as I ever have. So thank you to everyone who's taking the time to listen this far. I'm going to go ahead and once again extend my invitation for a free estimate. Anyone listening, hop on for a free estimate. And any questions, if you have any questions at all whatsoever, I'll be happy to answer them. House painting related. All right. I'm not here for landscaping questions. In the future, as I update my studio and I'm able to do the program more professionally as I have visualized, then I'll be able to bring guests on. You'll kind of like you see on the screen now. There will be a panel there. Here you go. I'll take this off. You can see me. If someone hops on, what happens is my picture hops over there, and then their picture's on the screen too. With this StreamYard service, I can actually have 10 people on the screen at one time. So what I'm getting at is that I can have one of my professional flooring people that I've worked with over the years on as a guest to answer all of your professional floor questions. I can have a countertop company that I worked with over the years. I can have them come on and answer all your questions. I can have Mike. I know a guy that does resurfacing, does sink resurfacing and bathtub resurfacing, and that might not seem like much to you. And trust me, most of my customers aren't going to do that, but they will if they own a rent home or anything like that. So believe me, there is absolutely a need for understanding resurfacing services like resurfacing bathtubs and sinks and areas like that you use regularly. So I can have him on. So there's multiple people that I know that I can reach out to today and have on as a guest with me. The reason I don't have them on is because when I add a second or a third person to the panel, my voice gets really gargly. The reason it does is because my phone is the master computer, and it just takes so much that it makes my voice gargly. So what I need is a computer, and I already have everything else. I have an interface, I have a microphone, I have multiple microphones. I'm a musician. I actually have a computer. I have a MacBook Pro, but it's the computer from the first year that MacBook put out the MacBook Pro. So it's not applicable with any of these new apps, including StreamYard. So as soon as I get a new computer or a new MacBook Pro, I will have guests on. And more than anything else, my audio will be much better. And I'll have screen control. So right now you're seeing me pull these pictures up and stuff. Shoot, when I have screen control, and the only reason I don't is because I can't have screen control on my phone. I can have it on an iPad or on my computer. But I can go over here and I can play a video for you so that you can see my grandson. I upload them over there almost every week, and his grandmother uploads them over there almost every week also. Another thing I can do is I can take you to this gentleman's home, and I can show you videos that are on my YouTube channel and show you the video of him where this picture came from. He was a very happy, satisfied customer in Grand Prairie, Texas. And obviously, this gentleman is from South Africa. Sorry for the obvious, but yeah, he's from South Africa. I forget the actual name of the country. I feel bad. But, him and his family, his wife and his children are there. They really needed someone that they could trust. They're the type of people that someone could have came in and taken some of their money and ripped them off pretty easily. And I say that respectfully and carefully with caution because I don't want people to misunderstand me or take this the wrong way. But trust me, there are a lot of thieves in this home service world, a lot. It's the only place they can go. They can't, you can't get away with ripping off companies. There's too many cameras and too much tracking. And so all the thieves have always gravitated toward the home service industry. And that's part of the challenge here. Home service industry to me means independence. That's what I am. I'm independent minded. I am self sufficient. So since I know I'm honest and independent, I fit perfectly in the home service industry to represent my customers' best interest. And that's why I have many, many happy, satisfied customers. I'm hoping that these YouTube videos will get me back out to those customers. I had a real problem in Mansfield in particular when Sherwin-Williams opened the store there. They have a militant manager that controlled all the business cards, and did not pass out Christian painters, and even spoke bad about Christian painters when people would ask. And so it really caused me a lot of problems. That's really all it takes. All it takes is a couple of people around town talking bad about you. And Sherwin-Williams is a big corporation, and believe it or not, yep, that's what they do. They paid a girl named Carla, a militant lady, to talk bad about Christian painters. Why, you ask? Well, because I was by far the biggest painter in Mansfield. There literally weren't any other painters in Mansfield. When they opened that store, their sales reps get together and they all call all the different painters all the way around Dallas, Fort Worth, and even the state of Texas. They call their painters and they tell them, hey, we're opening a new store in Mansfield, Texas, and there's a lot of opportunities for you and your company to have new business. We'll pass out your business cards. And they even go as far as to explain to them the local advertising available and things like that, because they really want them to make a commitment to doing business in Mansfield. And that's how they work it. And they need, at least 100, but 200 painters. I don't think those sales reps go home until they've met their quota of 150 or 200 painters committing to bringing their cards in and doing business there with Sherwin-Williams locally in their new location. So unfortunately, the independent, family-owned house painter that's already established and part of the community is the number one enemy to a new paint store, because they don't, like, my business is easy for them to sacrifice. They need all those other painters way more than they need all of my business. So that's how it works. And it's not just that. If I'm just say one more thing, it's about control. Sherwin-Williams literally wants to control the paint industry, and they do. That literally, Sherwin-Williams controls the majority of all commercial painting in this area. I don't know what it's like in New York City, where the concrete's $100 more cart. We got to take care of Luigi and Guido. Well, it's the same thing here. It just looks a little different, and Sherwin-Williams controls all the business. But one of the ways I can help you step through that pile of malarkey to find a professional painter is to ask a couple of key questions. And I'll tell you those key questions when I have a need to. It would just be kind of rambling on at this point. So I am once again going to invite everyone. I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to copy this. It says invite guest, copy that. And I know I've already put this in the comments, but I'm going to put it in there one more time. And the truth is that if nobody participates in this video, I will probably delete it. The whole idea of doing this is to have live participation. And so when I say live participation, I mean specifically people with house painting needs. If you have questions about your house paint, even if you're a DIY, if you're doing it yourself, that's what this is about. This is an opportunity to get my professional advice for free on anything, any kind of, you just got to be prepared. If you're telling me about primer and painting one from Home Depot, I'm going to tell you the truth about all that stuff. So that's what it is. If you want to know the facts, Jack, the truth about house painting, that's it. If you have any questions, hit me up now and I'll be happy to answer. And then also, and especially, if you are hiring or considering hiring, see, that's the other thing here, is when you call me, you're supposed to be hiring a painter, not considering. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to give you a free estimate. So here, it's okay. You can be kicking tires. It's all right. Come on by, kick some tires. But especially if you are planning or just wanting to know the price to start budgeting, anything like that, or if you're ready now to hire a professional painter, especially, what you'll want to do is click on the link in the live chat there. First, leave a comment in the live chat and say, hey, I'm here. I've got a question. I'd like to come on, and I'll bring you right on. I have to say right now that if it's someone up to no good, because there are a lot of pranksters in this world. So if it's someone up to no good, I have to delete you like immediately. So whoever comes on, since I cannot officially verify you, know that my hand is extremely heavy on the delete button. And if I do somehow accidentally delete someone and you had good intentions, please just hop back in the live chat, comment with me, answer my questions about my concern. I'll be happy to pull you right back up on the panel. What I can do also, and this is probably the way it's going to happen, is I have a backstage area, guests back there. So I can, before you come on the panel, you're in the backstage area where I can see you. I can see, okay, you've got your camera on, you got your camera off. And I just cannot talk to you. Like, you can't hear my audio back there, and I can't hear your audio in the backstage. So you have to at least show yourself as a person and, wave back to me. Hey, how you doing? Give me a thumbs up, that type of a thing. If I don't see a person, you're not coming on the panel. And there's nothing personal. You just have to be a person. Now, once you're on the panel, once I've verified you and you're a real customer, you don't have to stay on video. You can turn your camera off. But if you're getting a free estimate, we obviously need your camera on. You're just going to turn it around and you're going to walk us around your house, and we're going to all take a look together. And for everyone else who's bored to the death of this already, trust me, I will be working very soon. I have to be working, and I will be making live videos again of me working on the job. I'll be making edited videos again of me working on the job. So we're going to have a combination of all of this headed into the future. All right, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and hop over here and do my branding and play a little music, and I will be right back. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you very much for hanging on tight with us here at Christian Painters. You are currently tuned right into StreamYard live to YouTube and Facebook. That's right. My name is Rick E. Warden. That's me. Let's see where I'm at. I think that's the background. So give me just a second. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's put that on the background and come back over here and show you me. Ta-da! There I am. I'm going to wait and look at that on my monitor. See, that picture of me is the same picture that is my background. So I'm going to change this just so I can see this picture with that background. Kind of like that better, even though I never use most of those colors. Just because it's colorful, it looks better than that other background I had. Let's see. Let's play around for a minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christian Painters. That's right. This is Christian Painters live on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, so this is a picture of me, again, standing in front of these colors. And this is a picture of me also. You just can't see it because it's not the way that this works. This is actually an overlay, this picture right here. So let me take it off real quick and be prepared. Hello, everybody. So that's an overlay. And the way this works is the color chip pictures that you see in the background this is all part of the decor options. Okay. So there's three options here. One is you can just go green screen and put an image behind you, and you see that on these panels sometimes. That is an option that I have. I haven't done it yet. I will eventually, just for fun. But what it is a combination of a background and an overlay. Once I learn how to design the overlay, it'll set on top of the background and around me and the other panelists that are on the screen at the time. And so it's a combination of all that, and I'll figure it out and get better at it. But until then, and until I can get screen control, because that's the other thing, is with screen control I can actually play videos of my jobs, videos of your job. Like you wouldn't actually have to go live on my panel. If you have a YouTube channel, or I guess Facebook, but either way, if you have a YouTube channel, you could make a video of your job at your convenience so that you feel comfortable speaking about it the way that you want to, instead of kind of being put on the spot live. And with screen control, I can pull up your video from YouTube and we can watch your video, and I can estimate your job that way. I can answer your questions that way. So here's another right here. Eventually I'll do this. I'll reach out to other paint companies, around the world and make myself available, because I'll guarantee you right now there are paint companies, painters that have good intentions at the very least to do a job so they can get paid and pay their bills. And they don't have 25, 30 years worth of painting experience like I do. Here I am. There's me. They don't have 25 plus years experience with house painting, the tools we use, the materials we use, and then the barrage of marketing that you have to weed through in the house painting business. For example, primer and paint's one thing. No, it's not. There's no such thing as primer and paint being one thing. What you have is paint. It's not primer. It's paint. Why is that, Rick? Why are you the know-it-all? Well, it's simple. I just know it. So I don't mind sharing it with confidence. And it works like this. A primer, by its nature, is designed by the chemist with the correct chemicals in the manufacturing plant for the whole purpose of absorbing into a surface and sealing it off. That's what a primer is. It's a sealer. All right. Now you can say, oh, well, there's other kinds of primers. All right. Primer's a sealer. All right. I'm very sorry. I don't know how to, you name the product, whether it's cabinets, I need to seal them. Whether it's walls, I need to seal it. There's a reason I'm using primer, and it's not just to paint. So what does that mean? Well, the average wall does not need primer at all. And so even if you're painting red or purple or something like that, um, 3 coats of that purple will do the same thing or more than 1 primer coat and 2 coats. Let's say it's a rich purple. You can't get a primer tinted to a rich purple. You can only get it about halfway there. So you can get you a grayish lavender or a brighter lavender. That's it. You're not going to get a purple primer. And so it's a misnomer that people think you're supposed to prime the walls in the first place so that then you can paint them. You just paint them 3 coats of paint. If you're using quality paint, and honestly, most colors, most Sherwin-Williams and Kelly Moore reds, purples, yellows, greens, they're just only going to take 2 coats. The exception are obvious. It's those really bright, brilliant colors that don't have a lot of tint in them, heavier tints. So anyway, some of the really brilliant, bright colors have to be painted 3 coats, and that's it. All right, now back to the primer paint. Primer is designed from the chemist at the manufacturing plant to absorb into and seal off. Paint, however, we're talking about wall paint. Wall paint is designed to cover over a surface and adhere. Wall paint is not designed to absorb into your sheetrock or into the texture. No, it's designed to stick to it. All right. So if you have a need to seal something, that's a primer. If you have a need to color something, paint, that's a paint. And if you say that your paint is a primer, it's impossible. So that makes a primer paint a marketing scheme. That's what it is. Is it a horrible one? Well, I think it is because, man, truth is just my thing. I just need the truth. If I have the truth and the facts, I can figure it out. But if I have to weed through marketing schemes, it just becomes that much more challenging to figure out, and it's all unnecessary. So that's what primer and paint all in one is it's usually just a quality paint. So that was my point. I'm not getting down on everyone or you for falling for the marketing scheme. You ended up with a quality paint, usually. In most cases, that makes that a quality paint. And that's all you needed in the first place was a good quality paint. I have seen some of these paint primers that are thick, like really thick. And you don't want a really thick wall paint. That's not how paint works. You don't want really thick paint. That's where Pittsburgh paints messed up. Pittsburgh paints, you see them scattered throughout the Metroplex. There's one here in Arlington, Mansfield. And their Pittsburgh Manor Hall paint is just super thick. I mean, it's like it's like using an acrylic paint out of a tube of paint that you would get from Hobby Lobby or something, I mean, there's like, spreading butter on the walls. That's not how paint works. People think in their minds, oh, the thicker it is, the better. Nope, not how it works. You need the right chemistry in there to where it rolls on as easy as possible, but actually covers. And so it's not just the chemistry, it's also the tools. Another misnomer is everybody makes this mistake. You go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you're looking at your roller covers and you're going, these look, like the good ones, and they're like $10. And man, look at this. Here's one over here that's 15, almost $20. What is that? And then, oh, wait. Here's one. There's a package of 5. Shoot, I can get a package of 5 for, $7. Great. I'm going to get this package of 5. How could I go wrong with a package of 5? Well, no, those are the cheapest freaking rollers there. It will not hold the paint on the roller. It's just going to drip off and just make a mess. I mean, those 5 rollers packaged for, $7, the worst mistake that people make in the painting business. You have to use the professional tools. And so that means you're going to spend some money on tools. That's one of the reasons you have to look at the big picture and go, by the time I buy all the correct tools and the correct paint and inform myself and wade through all the baloney to figure out how to be a professional painter, maybe it'd be better to hire a professional painter. And it's true. If you can afford it, it's better to hire a freaking professional painter than it is to try DIY yourself. But I'll tell you something else about this world is that anytime anyone ever paints the walls themselves, it can be messed up. Like it can have streaks in it. It can not go all the way to the baseboard or even go over the baseboard or something. And you will not complain. You will be so happy because you worked hard and accomplished something. And I think rightfully so. But when you hire a professional, oh boy, oh my goodness, especially if the opportunity comes up. If you see a drip somewhere, boy, out comes the fine tooth comb and the microscope lens, Woo, I'm paying a professional money. I need this to be perfect. And that is true. But I'm just pointing out there is a difference. We will forgive ourselves for all kinds of things that we will not begin to forgive someone else for if we're paying good money. All right, so I am officially rambling on. That's me, Rick E. Warden, Christian Painters. Instead of rambling on, I'm going to try a couple of things. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to first and foremost show you, take this picture off, show you my little table I've got set up with all my colors. I've got all my Kelly Moore colors here, meaning that this fan deck here of Kelly Moore colors. I've got the fan deck here of Sherwin-Williams colors. I've got all these really nice grays and greens here because I was showing you grays and greens yesterday. The Sherwin-Williams November color of the month 2022 is rosemary. For anyone keeping up and paying attention, that's rosemary. Does anybody have one of these old notepads? If you have one of these old notepads, let me know. I gave out thousands of these notepads. I do eat dandelion, so you can ask me about dandelion. I'm happy to talk about dandelion. Dandelion Chef is my YouTube channel. It's Dandelion Chef. I do have a lot of things that I kind of specialize in. One, as you saw the picture that I posted there, this is my brochure on this product, Old Masters. If you have cabinets that need to be restained, doors, things like that, I can do this a lot more efficiently, and so for a much less price than what we used to be able to do it for. Now again, I say that respectfully because I'm talking about we used to have to what's called stain shade. If you wanted to change your cabinet stain, we had to spray a light stain on them 2 or 3 coats to get them to gradually change and still retain the wood grain. That cost a lot of money because we were using oil and even lacquer stains and things. So to accomplish that, this Old Masters right here, I just take a rag, a brush, wipe that on, wipe it off, and I'm able to utilize my artistic capabilities. If you're not an artist, you shouldn't mess with this product. You have to have some artistic capabilities. Kind of like, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and click that real quick and go back over here to this. Like that. You have to have an artistic capability to do that. You have to have an artistic capability to do a faux finish like this also. But so I am not done. I'm going to go back to the table here. So if you have any questions about any of these colors, I'd love to paint some of these colors. That would be a lot of fun. Look at those right there. Purple. You get the reds out of there. These are the ones that I'm after right here. Purple, blue, electric green. Woo, buddy. Look at that. And then from there, if I could throw in a third color, if I was having fun, say a game room, it'd be that. There, right there. Ghost pepper orange. Look at that. Whew, my goodness. And then from there, if you like purple, if purple is your color, then you use more purple. If blue is your color, then you use more blue. See, that's how it works. So I'm extending an invitation. Anybody with any questions about house painting, anybody with any questions about color selection. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another song or two and see this. This is a canvas. This is a blank canvas, if you will. It was painted. Yesterday, I put primer on it. I sealed it with a primer. That's right. I put a exterior wood primer on it, and so like it's got a hole in the canvas right there, so it's far from a perfect canvas, but it's what I have to work with, right? Far from perfection. It's either my messed up shortcomings are perfection right now in this moment, or they are not. And I am, just here to enjoy myself and do what I do. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of songs, and I'm going to put this canvas right up here on the wall. And I have some paints over here. I have my paintbrush. There you go. I've got my paintbrush here. And I've got some acrylic paints over here, ready to go. Here's a red. Again, I'm limited on my paint. If I had my preference, I would have some white and yellow and green. I have blue. If I just had yellow, I could make green with that blue. I have black. If I just had yellow, I could make an awesome green with that black. So yellow would be nice. I don't have it though. And I don't have white either. So what we're going to get instead is pretty vibrant orange. So I have the colors blue, black, red, and orange. That's what I'm working with. Now I'll look around here while the song is playing and see if I can find another color. But I've got a couple little tools, so I'm going to kind of try to keep this going to keep your interest. I've got a couple of unique tools here, this being one of them, a fork. Yes, I'm going to paint with a fork. I'm also going to paint with this, a sponge. So both sides of a sponge. And I'm even going to utilize a little bit of this, that edge right there. So I'll leave it to your imagination to guess what I may be painting on this beat up old canvas. I have literally painted this canvas a few times already. And I mean, it's got a big gash in the bottom. This is what I did, was I put the tape on the back to give it support. And then when I primed it with the wood primer, I pretty much just filled that up with the primer and let it dry. And that was 2 days ago, so it's all dry, including inside my gash there. Kind of like it like that. I'm tempted to make the painting a landscape this way with my gash like that. As you can see though, see the streaks in there? The streaks are actually going horizontal. So I'm kind of forced, if I'm going to work with this canvas and kind of forced to go this way, but not really. Hey, uh, in the moment that I decide is when we will know the perfect way to do it. And from there, I'm going to make a painting. I hope it looks really, really cool. I don't expect it to, but what I'm thinking is this is something that I could do to buy time. So instead of just sitting here playing music and waiting for people to hop on with questions, I'm thinking I need to come up with some things. Obviously, I can show colors. I can, if I had screen control, I could just be showing videos. Like literally, I could sit here and go through and show some of my older videos and talk about it and do that. But since I'm not able to do that, I'm taking advantage of this opportunity because the reason I'm here primarily, more than anything else, is to answer your questions. If you have questions about house painting, if you'd like to have a free estimate, whether you're going to hire me or not, you don't have to hire me. If you have a complete interior in South Lake and you need it done next week, I can't do your job anyway. You know, if you have a 3-story exterior in Burleson, I can't do that job either. I just can't. You know, I got tired of dragging around 40-foot ladders already. So things like that. But really, you know, I'm here to help you with your questions. I feel like this is a vital service. And if I can just build it up, one is I have to improve my studio here, right? And you can see scrolling down on the bottom, free estimates and house painting, question and answer. Panel with live chat. So panel means come on the screen and talk to me. Live chat means talk to me in the chat. Then there's my phone number, so you can call me after the show because I am using this phone. So if you text me or call me now, I can't answer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of songs here, take a quick break, and I'm going to set this canvas up on this wall, and I'm going to get ready to paint a picture. Hopefully, it'll look great. If it does, it's available for sale. If you're in the Mansfield, South Arlington area, I can deliver today. Hopefully, I can come up with a painting that has a value of $50, you know, something like that. It's going to be, a different type of a painting because what I have in mind to paint, I need the yellow and the white to pull it off. And I'm going to be using basically orange instead of yellow and white. So, and I have no way of manipulating that orange. Like I can't make it lighter and I don't want to make it darker. The painting's already going to be dark enough. So it's going to be a pretty dark, but hopefully happy dark painting. And again, it's just life because I'm not at Hobby Lobby and I don't have access to all the paints in the world and all the tools in the world. I just have this little old beat up canvas and I just have a few little tools and a few paint colors and I'm going to have fun, right? And I'm going to wait for you. If you have any questions, please come into the live chat. And if you just ask a question in the live chat, I'll be happy to answer. And if you are needing an estimate, if you want to paint your house or you just want to kick the tires and find out how much it would cost, then hop on here. You can actually list your rooms. Ryan was on here last night. Ryan, if you're listening or hop on, you can actually list your rooms in the chat and I can estimate your house, you know, generally just by having a list of rooms. But if you can turn the camera on and turn it around and walk us through your house, whatever areas you actually want to have estimated for painting, then, you know, I think that's the service here that I provide that's just as beneficial as anything else, a free estimate. So in that process, tell you what to expect, what not to expect, and, you know, how to hire a professional painter. You're kind of doing the same thing. And then also help you with colors, not just these crazy colors either, real colors. I just put these up here just to, you know, It looks cool. It gets your attention. They're beautiful colors. I'd paint these colors in my house any day. But, you know, I'm a little bit of a freak. I'm an artist, and that's what we're going to do. So here comes a couple of songs. Please contact me if you want to have your house painted. And just as much so if you want to ask a question and have a question answered about house painting. Here we go. All right. Forgive me as, I'm not really a painter. I'm a house painter. I'm not really an artist. If I was a real artist, I would have an easel, right? So this is my main art, cabinets and walls. But, I just think that this is just as good a time as any to be painting for you. I actually have a dear friend, and you know what? I left my coffee over there. So how about music for just a second while I go get my coffee? All right, all right, all right. I will be the very first to admit that it would be nice if I could play some music for you while I do this. I do have music, not in this studio. The way StreamYard is set up is I can have two different brands or multiple brands. So I just took the time yesterday to set this up to where, so for example, it says Christian Painters in the blue bubble, and then my ticker's running across the bottom in a blue bubble. So that's an option that you have with StreamYard. Whereas, and then it also has my Christian Painters logo at the top with the phone number. And so those are all branding options. On my other music channel, I have my Outlaw Video TV logo there, and I use a different branding look. It's just a red stripe with a black box, and so it's an entirely different look. I've always used red, white, and blue for my business. I just like those colors when it comes to marketing and advertising. You have to think of these colors as like maybe sports teams. You know, that's one of my earliest analogies. So, you know, green and golds go together, purple and golds go together, but purple and red don't really go together. And so, yeah, what are the two most common colors that look great together? Well, look right here, Sherwin-Williams, red, white, and blue. So I'm not the only one, I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. Those are just the colors I've chosen. And then also, since I have the rock star treatment, I added this to this logo. This logo here is not the logo that I started the business with. I've had this logo for 15 years now or something though. And I really like this. If I'd have had my option, I'd have had a logo like this from the beginning. The logo that I had was one that I designed and it looked good. But this is a much better design, and I just love that logo. So there you go, Christian Painters. That's the name of the house painting business. I'm proud of it. We've got 600 followers on Facebook, and we've got 3,160, so 3,160 followers on YouTube. So yes, I am crazy for standing here talking to you when you're not talking back. The idea is to get you to talk back. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this little painting technique? So this is what I'm going to utilize here on this painting, if I can get that far. Right now, here's where I'm at. Here's my little painter's palette. I'm gonna wait to look at that on my monitor. Ooh, look at there. Nice little painter's palette. And here's my brush. This is my brush. Okay, I'm set to go there. So here's what we're going to do. With this brush, we're just going to take all this blue that I have here and just right across there. Just make all of this blue work, just like that. There we go. Try not to. Remember, this is going to be a much darker painting. I'm going a lot of side to side. I should be going more down and up. One of the reasons why is because I have paper down here and I don't have paper over there. So I just slung a drip over there. That's where every painter's trick comes in. Have a damp rag nearby. All right, so just gonna kind of keep working this paint because I put it on pretty thick. And this is how you work paint. Is you kind of do these X patterns, sideways and horizontal and vertical, over and over. Now, if you're looking for a particular texture or something, you know, then there's other ways to apply these paints. But that is absolutely not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm trying to do is entirely different. So I'm just going to do some of that right there. Some of that right over here. All right. So yes, this is a house painting channel. I professionally paint houses, but right now, in honor of my friend Golden Eagle, you can go over there to her YouTube channel now. Golden Eagle, she was kind enough to join me on my crazy music page, and she's a really nice person. Happy to have gotten to know her. She definitely showed herself to be. I should have put paper back there. I knew I should have. This is my obvious nice. Sneezes. Had to sneeze. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to quit worrying about it. I'm going to focus on my painting. What I'm going to do is come down here and fill these in really nice. before I move forward, because that's where this is going to get dark. Right here. All right, let's go. Make sure we have a nice coverage on the top. Come on through here. There we go. So it is going to get dark. Nothing I can do about this. It's got to get dark. I'm going to create this kind of oval space like this. Continuing to drag a little more of this blue up there. Drag this black around. Picking up some black up here at the top. Bringing some blue around. Alright, that's actually looking nice. We get a nice emerald green tone out of that. So that's one of the things I was doing, was to play with it for a minute and just see how nice we can make all of this. Now I'm going to do the same kind of thing through here. Vinyl blue. I knew that was going to happen. Again, that's where the easel comes in. If I were a professional painter, I would have an easel. Not only would I have an easel, I would have a real canvas. Okay, so now at this point, while my black in my brush is minimal, I'm going to go ahead and bring this red onto the canvas. Red right there. Okay, so now my trick. Actually, I'll put this easel down and have to use my hand a little bit here. That red around. Kind of keep it all going a circular type of a motion. Main red there centralized. Keep my darker towards the outside. Just a little bit of red through there, the same way. Okay, everything's fine. Make sure that's on my easel. And going to grab just a little more of this red. I actually have some metallic reds here too, so I'm having to make sure that I don't confuse that. So go ahead and come right back here in the center and kind of start working my way out. Make sure it has some even distribution. I'll do something like that. All right, now just a little wisps. Little wisps. Here in the center. Work my way out from there. There we go. Oh, this is fine because we're really just after happening right here in the center right now. layer a little more red in the center. So create the effect that I'm after here. Creating a horizon. Alright, with a little more red in there. Actually, this is a great time for me to try to clean my brush. At least get as much of the dark off of it as I can. And come right back here in the center again with just some nice red. Look at there. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. Just these small little expanding strokes and work it out towards the bed. And work it right on up. Here. Don't get your X patterns. Down. Smooth those edges a little bit. Little rough, but that's okay. Believe in yourself. Happy excellence. There we go. Now we're looking good. And everything is good there because what I'm after is this. I can clarify my landscape line. All right. All right, so there we go. All right, so now that I've got all of that red identified the way that I want it, I'm coming back here with this black and just gonna really work it in. Kind of frame these colors. Little flips of the brush. Still consistent X pattern flips. Believe in yourself. You're gonna blend it in. Work it on. It's all gonna work. Just don't forget that it's work. It's painting. Painting and brushing. You see right there, right? You really have to, when you're on the fly, you have to kind of pay attention to where your previous lines are at and what you're working with. Believe it or not, this is definitely on the fly here. Alright, so just gonna keep kind of flipping a little bit. Everything's on the fly. And we're gonna kind of highlight this in a way where really it's nice and proper. Everything brings it right up there. Look at there. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Let's smooth it out just a little bit. Alright, so now, not as much black. If I need to, I'll add to it right inside. Move that around a little bit. So let me stay focused right here. What I got. Let's move some of this around. Paint is easy. That's why we have them. Or they have them, not me. I could never do anything that easily. Figure out a way to make it complicated, right? Alright. Black on there, like I said, I'm going to bring more black in. Here's what you press on this side. Just want to make sure that I stay even with what I've done on the other side of the black. Flip some brush. all painted for a reason. Nobody else is going to. You might as well go ahead and be the one to believe in you. Alright, so there you go. Do you ever watch Bob Ross or Bob Ross's son? Bob Ross's son is pretty entertaining as well, if you didn't know. Fine artist himself. With the brush. Just keep putting it. That's how we did that. So stick with your method, and there we go. Go ahead and bring that down just a little bit. So I know I did that there. All right. Just step back and look. Ooh, that looks kind of pretty to me. That look pretty to you? That's looking pretty to me. All right. So again, what I'm going to do is something a little crazy. And that is come back here and do this. Oh, you think I'm crazy? I'm not even done with this craziness right here. I'm going completely bananas. You just watch and see. This is a little red, a little more red coming back at you here. So this will be just a little different this time. A little different this red. All right, kind of do it like this. And that's where you can really start the painting, holding it in place with your brush. All right, so come on back over here, clean some of this. Okay, so again, not always necessarily, it's my first time to ever attempt this, but I still would have a different preference of colors to use, and then also my my landscape. I'm saying could be different, but I like it the way that it is. I'm going to put this brush in water real quick. While I change tools. Fork. So here we go. Right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and do some more down here. Yeah, right, I'm crazy back to figure it out. All right, so again, My friend Gina, that's what she does, is paint and chat. And she has a little crew. Her and her friends kind of are all working together to help create, I don't know, enjoyable time spent together, things like that. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to do something else that's a little different here to create something, and that is this. All right, are you ready? So with that, I'm also going to do one more thing. Thanks for being patient with me as I play here. Just a quick little thing here to make this. Let's see, colors flow by lightness and by contrast, and so you can create textures with both. So what I'm going to do here is just very briskly go back with some black here. I didn't like the soft glass, so go with a larger. And since I'm really trying my best to not do too much of it. Still, I think it does. I like that. Okay, so as long as I don't knock my easel thumbtack off of the back, we're going to be all right. Okay, I've got something here that I'm recognizing on the bottom that I need to bring over here. So let's try my best to do this properly. That'll work. That's enough. I just see this flow here. I want to make sure it continues over there. And it doesn't really have to, but it can. There as well. Perfect. Okay, so that's really nice. That's really what I'm after. Up here, I'm going to go ahead and do just a little more of the black. Just getting the sponge fully completely covered in black here. And then I'm going to kind of slightly come over tapping it off. Let's see what we got here. Go up here. Okay, this is strictly for the very top, so kind of like right there. Some paint. Let's see what. Man, I hate to do this. Here, I'm not going to. I'm going to do it this way. That'll work. That will work. As you can see, I have created a landscape. It's a little different than what you're thinking, what you're used to, right? But nevertheless, it's there. I've created a landscape. So not only have I created the landscape, you know, I've got kind of a vortex body of water here, graduating into the sky. So I'm going to work with that now. I have a couple of options. I can create a hard line here. I can even put something in there to help establish that it's a hard line. Like, say, for example, a mountain. I can put a mountain in there. I can put a tree in there. What I'd like to put more than anything is just one dead tree. So I'm going to go ahead and stop for a second and check my comments. Anybody commenting? Does anybody even like my painting? I'm trying my best here. Nobody's even commenting or watching. I'm over here by myself playing. And I'm even ruining my tie-dye for you. But that's okay. I'll just make this my regular painting spot until I get an easel. How's that sound? All right, so this needs a little more definition. How to do. I don't know, man. I'm thinking how to do is to start with just a good kind of firm black line that's a little different. So let's try that first. Let's go different first. Different always a great option for me. So I'm going to do it like this. Right here. And just press on the bottom so that I have that line there. Back. Some of that, go over here and follow that line. Press on the bottom a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. That's really what I'm at. That first option was a little thin there. I might have to go back. So let's go over here. It's just the bottom again. So I'm really just pressing on the bottom. Boom. And while I'm right there, it's just the same thing. So look at there. We've kind of got this body of water graduating into a sky of water, which is kind of what I had envisioned. Instead of having, like a hard line somewhere. I'm not pretending that I've done this a million times. I have watched a lot of videos. I was inspired by Gold Eagle on YouTube. She's a friend of mine. And she just does paint and chat is what she does. And she has a good time. Now, I've never seen her do anything like this. And that's kind of how, I come in is, I'm not your normal thinker. I'm not your normal artist. I really like doing fun, unique things. And so far, I think this is very fun and very unique. This is where I really do get challenged on my colors. Boy, I wished I had some white. And I wish I had some yellow. But I don't have either. So anyone watching this right now is probably thinking, what a mess. Would he just get on with it? And can he turn that into something? And so, like I said, more than anything, I do want a dead tree here. I kind of feel a little bit like if I put more of a landscape that's like actually a mountain or something, that it's just gonna take away from this. And so that's just the last thing that I want. Let me grab my smaller paint brushes over here. I'm just going to put a nice, bold tree right there, just because I can, right? No other reason, just because I can. I'm going to put a nice, bold tree right there. And to make it decorative and fit in, I'm going to make sure that it has just a little bit of blue on the brush. Let's see what we can do here. A very bold, dead tree is going to come right out of here and just go right up there. How about that? That's about as bold as it gets for a dead tree, right? So let's come right down here. We're going to kind of start creating a light source here a little bit. We can see a lot of our light comes from down here. So let's go ahead and start our blue on our tree. Right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a natural branch off of there. And of course we need to have one. We need to have a nice thick branch just kind of dying this way over here. Shade on that. Remember, again, our light source is actually kind of down here, this direction. So I'm going to start there, turn my brush, start there, turn my brush. This barely even has any light on it, but if it does, it's going to be down there on the bottom. And let's look at that. So back on my blue here. It's actually a very nice color right there to go on this side on that and also right there. So now we get some of that off of there and get back to some of this nice blue shade right here. Twist the brush right up there like that. Blue is not cooperating. I really need it to show up down here. Right there. Okay, especially with that really nice blue streak there. This is kind of framing this side of the lighting of this tree and kind of giving it some life. So I really like that. So I think it's time to clean that brush is what it is. It's got too much black in it. You're going right in the middle of creating a monstrosity. Bob would not be happy with me right now, for the record. I am absolutely certain that Bob Ross would be like, Rick, you are putting way too much effort into your little dead tree. It's because I'm trying to give my little dead tree a little bit of life. And in the process, I'm giving it too much. A little dead tree. All right, so now from there, this little branch over here is not looking all that really dead, is it? So let's try to give it some. Actual shadow on this guy too. There we go. Now we got us a dead tree over here. Let me get him over here one more time. There we go. Now we got us a dead tree over there. And it's it's going to grow. This dead tree is far from not growing. It's going to grow. First off, I'm going to top that like that so that you can see a defined top on that tree. And then I'm going to take off these little branches. Brush. Brush here. Make sure that was too thick also. So okay, we'll make this thin one. Okay, now I got to create another little guy coming up this way. Over here, let's see how's this going to grow out this way. First off, I'm thinking maybe there we go. That's how we're going to do it. Bring it out this way. From there. Just because it's dead, don't be afraid to let it have some life. You need to have it hanging a little bit, obviously. But don't be afraid to let it have some life. And we just give it a little more life here. Extend it. Make it really work with this pattern that I have back here. Now I'm going to come back and do a little highlighting on that. But really I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to take my other brush and come right off of this way. Create that. And from there I can come off of that one more time. Yes, like that. Nice. Yes. And like this. Extend these branches out this way. This way. That's how these branches do. They just continue to branch and branch. So don't be afraid to let your tree branch. And we're just going to bring another one out this other side. But first, going to make that a little thicker. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this one out this other side over here, just as dark as it can be, of course. Right over here. Now let's get us some really spooky branches coming off of this way. Another spooky branch coming off of here this way. Let's get us a really nice one coming out this way here that we can work off of. So, some coming up this way. I feel like I'm drawing one of those death metal band logos. Hey, any death metal bands need a logo? It can say anything you want it to say. All right, at this point, I'm going to step back and get a visual on it. I am not Bob Ross. And a couple of other things, you can see how this is, as it's drying in lighter. So I can see already to make it work with the other branches. This is just literally going to have to be highlighted. Really nice right there. And up this way also. There we go. Turn this into a branch and make a smaller brush again. So same thing, all this is going to have to be put in here. Alright. Looky here, we got a little line to work with. We can make that tree kind of right in there. Looks so good. Do that root system. Alright, so it's all looking good and shaping up good. I feel the absolute urgent need to highlight this. I'm sorry, Bob Ross, I don't know why. I just don't know how he does it. Let's see, let's do highlighting there. I mean, that guy can just take one brush stroke and freaking make a perfect tree. And I'm not gonna lie, Bob Ross, it really kind of frustrates the hell out of me. How do you do that stuff? Okay, so this guy is obviously leaning to do something like this. So let's go ahead and fill right on in here. Make it work. Make it work. Here we go. Now it'll look way better when I come this way. Some more branches. All right. So there we go. Looky there. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Like, I am not hating that. Not hating that at all. I'm really liking the way my tree turned out, and that was one of my personal things. I just really wanted a nice dead tree in there because the whole painting looks dark, right? But now I am going to make this painting beautiful. I'm going to try a couple things here first. I'm just going to have to play around and see what happens. Mixing brush here. Mix some red and orange. Mix some blue and orange. See what kind of little creepy colors I can make. Looks like I got brown, folks. Looks like we got a lot of brown. Alright, so let me try this again with some orange. Thank you for being patient with me while I mix these colors. These colors are very important to me personally, so they need to be mixed. So there's a really nice red orange to work with, and that's really kind of my only options. I can make this, I can manipulate this orange with red. And really that's just about it. So, Here's my little paint mixture. Again, thank you for being patient. I think I've decided to forego any kind of you'll see this. This is what I've been working on, are these colors of orange right here. Because that's all that I have to work with. So that's where this little guy comes in right here. Where I'm actually going to come over here and do some black things here. I have it spread out on purpose. The black in particular, I don't want like glomming up. But these colors that I'm doing with this tool that I've made are definitely designed to go on thicker and create a type of a texture. Okay, so you can see I'm still highlighting this kind of space here. Creating a nice little background type of a contrast. Dark colors first, unless you're, well, like me talking shit, because I don't know. Hey, has anybody got any questions? I'm really only doing this to buy time to answer your questions. So if anybody has any questions, now is the time, please, to ask. All right. And free estimates. The reason I'm here is to give you free estimates. I need the work, but it's okay. You don't even have to hire me. You don't have to be in the Texas area where I'm at or any of those things. Just happy to give you a free estimate. What I'm doing is building my YouTube channel here. I've been painting for a lot of years, and I have house painting. Not obviously, I haven't been painting on canvas for a lot of years, right? But I've been house painting for a lot of years, and I don't mind telling you, at the age that I'm at, 57, I wouldn't mind finding a way to get out of everyday house painting and have another profession to count on to pay the bills. I take care of my grandson, and it gets expensive. I ain't gonna lie. I'm broke. All right, so there's all that magic taking place. Now here I come in with a darker red or orange is what this is, and we're going to kind of just come right. Let me start down here, especially with the darker red or blue. I'm going to be very liberal. I'm not trying to just trying to get his hope. It is very important that it not spread around like that. So for what it's worth. I'd like for these to be a little more spread out, but it's okay. Still trying to pick up as much of the reddish orange as I can at the moment. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is come up here. Very lightly hit these. Anywhere where I put black as a base ground. Just need a really light version of those. So put my stuff down there, and then my guy So, anybody got questions? Looky there. Look at all those. Oh my goodness. Woo, doggy. Here's where we come in and do this. Tell me that ain't pretty. Tell me that ain't pretty right there. No shame. Ain't no shame here. That's pretty. I don't care who you are, that's pretty. I'm going to refrain from explaining my art to you. I think it's important that people kind of get an idea, draw their own conclusions. I sure do. I think that's extremely important when it comes to art. So, but for the record, there is an idea. There is a theme here of, what all is happening. All right. So, looking a little busy there. Just have to make sure that I have all of my ends ready. All right. So that looks like that's it. All right. So, what I'm going to do now is just take orange. Very important that these be spread out. I need these to be spread out. Let's do this. There we go. So I'm pretty happy. I'm liking what I see. How about you guys? I'm enjoying myself so much that I pretty much have forgotten about y'all. How's that? So we're kind of magically floating in the air. It's kind of magically floating in the air. That's what you're after. It's just a magical floating in the air. Okay, let's go ahead and really make this happen right through here. Oh yeah, let's get a lot of that going. A lot of this going right through here. There. Right through there. Oh yeah. There. A lot of that. A lot of orange going here. Oh yeah, use it right there. 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 These things are everywhere, you know. These things are literally everywhere. Alright, so let's go ahead and put them over here. Put them over there. All right, so there you go, folks. Something I see here. You know what, actually, I'm going to do it this way. There's no sign of the morning coming. There's no sign of the day. You've been left on your own like a rainbow in the dark. Yeah, you're a rainbow in the dark. Oh, yeah. Go. All right, so I'm really happy with that. I just wanted some nice bright orange flower tops there. And let's see, anywhere basically, I see something like that. Everything has to be topped off. So you can't have any tops of any lines showing. If it's the top of a line, pretty distinctively and decisively has to have something at the top of it. If it does not, it will throw off the eye. Like right here. This has got to have something right there. So if it doesn't have something pretty distinctive at the top, it's going to throw off the eye and make you think, what's going on there? So this is actually a pretty good sized chunk that could have run. So redo that one just a little bit. Okay, here's the top one. So not like that. Here's the top one. Here's the top one. So see what I'm saying? I mean, really, this is just the final touches. Anything that looks remotely like it could be the top of a stem needs to have a flower on it. And you know, it's just the eye. Look at this one down here. There's one right there. There's one right there. One right there. It's got a little something on it, but not enough. There's one right there. And one right That's what I'm after. Basically, any of these. There's one right there. Come back to it. There we go. There. There's one over here. There. There's one. Okay, do you identify any stems without something at the top? Here's a pretty good one right here. So let me just do it. Look at that. Man, oh my goodness. As long as these don't run on me, that's really nice texture, really nice color. And, again, those are the happy mistakes, as Bob Ross would call it, meaning that, also these bottoms down here, I'm going to just kind of put anything on a couple of those so that we don't see the bottoms. All right. But, yeah, I obviously want to see the stems. That's what creates the effect that you're looking at flowers. Hopefully that creates the effect that you're looking at flowers. And hopefully this tree still comes through. Like, I haven't highlighted it anymore, and I don't think I'm going to. Set that down. And thank you for taking a trip with me. That's what that is. That's an artistic trip. All right, so there are no comments in the comments. I'm very surprised. I really, truly thought that if I just kind of hopped online here and made myself available, especially on a Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning, that some people would hop on. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cherish my little painting here. I like this guy. I think I did an excellent job. It's a nice festive autumn colors with a lot of hope, right? Because it's pretty freaking dark, right? It's dark. But look at all of the life that these beautiful orange and red flowers bring. And there's so many, they're actually just kind of filling the air with magic. If I were to do anything else to this painting, it's pretty obvious what it would be, and it's that a shadow of this tree. The challenge there is there's really not enough space for that shadow, and I'm not experienced at it, and the way I've got it shaded, I don't know. I have to go watch some Bob Ross videos just to figure out how I would do that shadow of that tree in this space. I don't mind admitting that this to me is, a water space. So I wanted water in there somewhere. And so it's outlined here by my field of flowers. I could have put rocks here. I could have put a mountain. I could have done a lot of things. I just didn't want to get bogged down in trying to do different things. I feel confident that if I do my flower technique and my magical flower technique and create some textures that are different, which I've done here. I've created this texture that kind of waffles and feels. It definitely looks to me and feels as though everything is kind of moving in this direction, and that this water source is actually moving, or the sky, they're meeting there. So I love this moment right here, right now. I hope you love it also. I will hang this on my wall. But if anyone is interested, we're going to start the bidding at $50. If you want me to paint the shadow in here, and that's important. I'm not convinced it's important because it creates this. And if I put the shadow in there, two things. I'm not sure that not seeing the shadow throws off the eye. Maybe it does, but I'm not sure that it does. So if I did the shadow, would that throw off the eye? Because there is a obvious central focal point here where all of this life moves right here, and then it moves. It's just full of life to me. I knew I could make it lively with these colors, and I am very happy. So if you're interested in having this painting for your walls or for a Christmas gift or a Valentine's gift, Thanksgiving, This would actually look great on your walls for Thanksgiving. And it would be something that for certain people could talk about. And that's what art is. Art is a topic of discussion, you see. Friendship is facilitated by discussion. And so friendship is facilitated by, fun things to talk about. And so that's what that is. That's just facilitating friendship and fun things to talk about. Let's see, I don't want to get that edge. I want to make sure I'm right there. But I feel like, boy, I could get a lot closer. So I'm going to sit down is what I'm doing. I'm going to sit down here so I can talk to you for a minute and pretty much say goodbye. All right, let's bring this down this way. There we go. Look at it. There I am in front of my painting. So if I do it like this, and then also move my camera over. God, I feel horrible if y'all are watching me paint with the camera angle off the whole time. Oh, wow. I'm looking at it on the TV, and that looks crazy, dude. Oh, my goodness. Whew. It doesn't look like that in person. Yeah. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Like, I need to get up and kind of make sure I'm seeing this right on the TV. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, I don't know. I brought this blue in here to try to shadow the tree enough. I want the tree to be dark. It's a dead, dark tree. So I want the tree to be dark, but I also want it to be visible. And, you can see it. Like if you're looking at this in person, it's not an issue. And if you wanted to put light on this painting, then it would show up a little more. Otherwise, it doesn't need the light with all these colors. I mean, I did this intentionally to make this vibrant flower graduate into what I believe is a very vibrant, dark scene with even magic floating in the air. So I'm happy with it. And all I know to tell you is that it looks a lot different in person than it does on TV. In person, it just makes me want to jump in that little swimming pool and maybe see if I can go through it somewhere and end up in this land. That's one of my things. I try to put a portal, or I don't try to, I just kind of naturally do. I don't know why. It's entertaining. That's why, because art is more entertaining when you look at it and have something to do. And quite frankly, this is not a portrait. I can look at portraits, even pictures, but painted portraits that are done right, man, I can look at them for a long time. Oh no, the porno popped up. I've been sitting here long enough. Finally, the porno showed up. Hello, porno. Adult dating site. So this is where I'm going to real quick go over here to my brand and put up a picture so that I'm not in your face and I can turn the phone sideways. Go back over here to comments, and I apologize, everybody. Isn't it fitting that thankfully it's just saying it's a dated site, but don't understand why you stupid people exist. I'm pretty sure that most people who like porno and like dating and all that kind of thing, that they already know where to find their porno and they already know where to find their dating and all of that stuff. And you people are just freaking leeches. Really, I have no idea. I guess people actually pay money for that shit or something. But I wished people would pay me to paint your house. So if you need your house painted, that's why I'm here. I'm here for two reasons. I'm here, A, because I am a professional house painter. My name is Rick E. Warden. I've owned this business, Christian Painters, now for over 23 years. I take care of my grandson half of every week by myself. So I'm available to paint professionally Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you need an estimate, hop on here with me or send me a video and pictures, and Yeah, I can get you really close so that before I go out to your home to waste your time or mine, I can give you a real good idea how much we charge. Why do I have to do that? Well, because it's 2022 and we can, right? Everyone else is doing it. But it costs too much money just to go out and kick tires. I'm sorry, blame all the other people. You're the good guy and you're having to pay the price. I'm sorry. It's like walking into Walmart. You can't even go grocery shopping anymore without being on camera like some kind of common thief. All right. So I'm not the only one doing it. I'm not considering you a common thief. I'm just saying that, this is the best way for all of us to do estimates. And if it's not the best way for you to get a free estimate, that's okay. Go ahead and call 3 or 4 or 5 people, whatever you're going to do. But I'm here and I'm happy to give you a free estimate. Not only that, no matter where you're at in the country, I'm happy to answer any questions. I've got a lifetime of professional house painting experience. As you can tell, I've even got a little bit of arts in me. Not too much, but a little bit. This is my first try. I did watch someone, I don't know if it was a man or a lady, but I did watch someone do videos on YouTube recently, like yesterday and the day before, and I was like, hey. And I watched it on purpose because I was inspired by Gina. Gina's a real landscape artist. She paints some really neat stuff. And I've actually seen her paint a face too, a facial. She says she can't do it good. She did it smaller. It was easier for her to do the face smaller, but it looks like perfect. I mean, she did a great portrait. So anyway, I was inspired by her to paint on StreamYard to buy time for customers to start talking and the communication process to begin. So that's what I'll do until I can upgrade my studio. As soon as I'm able to upgrade the studio and get my microphone to work the way it's supposed to work, then it's on. I'll have guests on every week, and any of my customers that contact me, like Ryan, for example, he's supposed to be in here this morning. And it's okay that Ryan is not here this morning. All that's important is that I'm here. I've had a good time. And I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of songs again. And I'm going to give you time to hop on and either ask me questions in the comments or offer to come on the panel and talk to me live there on the panel. And I do have a monitor, like this is being broadcast on YouTube. So I have YouTube on my Roku television. And so I have black paint all over my fingers. But I have a flat screen television so that I can see your home clearly, whether you're showing me the inside or the outside. As long as you have a decent camera on your phone, I can see the home clearly and I can estimate it to an exact number. All right. I can also answer any questions you have. If you have sheetrock repairs, if you have color questions, if you're wondering if you have an accent wall that makes a good accent wall, and if so, what colors should be there? All of those kind of things. That's what I'm here for today. So I'm going to play a couple of songs, and if anyone wants to hop on and ask me a question in the live chat or on the panel, that's Wow. It was muted the whole time, so I hope you enjoyed that. I plan on being back here in a couple of hours if you have any questions. Until then, shake it.